But you can get all the latest sports at our website. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Hello, there's a lot going on with the weather around the world. Let's start in North America. On the earlier satellite picture, you can see extensive cloud down towards the south of the USA. This is where we're expecting the most rainfall over the next few days, particularly through parts of Arizona, moving into New Mexico, eventually into Texas. We'll see some heavy and potentially flooding rain. There's also an area of low pressure drifting through the upper Midwest. That'll bring some severe thunderstorms. It is pretty hot in the northwest of the US and across much of Canada, but rather cool across the heart of South America. We've got a band of heavy rain drifting its way northwards through Peru and into Ecuador. Now we look ahead to Saturday in Europe with further showers and thunderstorms drifting slowly eastwards, stretching from parts of Scandinavia through eastern Germany and Poland and down towards the Balkans, turning warmer than it has been across Spain and Portugal. Also hot in the northwest of Africa. Plenty of showers and thunderstorms across this central slice. Rather cool across much of South Africa. Temperatures in Cape Town topping out at 14 degrees Celsius. Much of the Middle East will be dry with lengthy spells of sunshine. Relatively breezy through Iraq into Saudi Arabia. That could kick up some dust and sand at times. 47 the top temperature there for Baghdad. This area of low pressure spinning in from the Bay of Bengal is going to bring some very heavy rain westwards across the northern half of India. That is set to cause flooding. Also further wet weather in the forecast for Pakistan. Some very heavy rain across southern portions of China, but further north we stick with some hazy sunshine and we stick with some real heat. The heat wave here continues. Temperatures there in Shanghai are close to 40 degrees. A frontal system pushing across the southeast of Australia. A bit of rain with that. Cooler conditions behind. For New Zealand, where heavy flooding rain has caused such problems over the last week or so, that rain will tend to peter out a little, so it will be drier than it has been as we head through the weekend.
I'm Bettany Hughes and I'm exploring the wonders of the Silk Road here in Azerbaijan.
That is a beautiful colour.
From prehistoric rock carvings to palaces of light.
It's so gorgeous, this place, isn't it?
From mountains of fire to the poetry of the plains. That's the wonders of Azerbaijan here on BBC World News.
Just over half a century ago, a large house on Longfellow Avenue in Staten Island, New York, was abuzz with activity. It served as the shooting location for the home of the Don Corleone Godfather family. Some of the most memorable lines in movie history were spoken by characters in this house.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
50 years on, this New York crime family saga set in the 1940s and 50s still plays remarkably well.
That's my family, Kate. It's not me.
A strong story of a mafia son, an innocent losing his soul.
I'm with you now.
From great actors including Marlon Brando as the mob boss and Al Pacino as the son Michael, in a turn that ignited his career.
I have a special practice. I handle one client.
Also in the cast, 91-year-old Duvall, who credits one man for making The Godfather work.
Coppola, the director. Although in the beginning they were going to try to fire him during the first couple of weeks of work. And I was aware of that, I guess others were, and I gained a lot of respect for him. Look what he captured, captured people's imagination and the audience, and what he got on film, and his filmmaking and his casting that made it all work.
I thought you weren't going to become a man like your father. That's what you told me.
My father's no different than any other powerful man.
And for years, Francis Ford Coppola has been implying that the reason The Godfather may have endured is because it has classic themes.
The Godfather was really less about gangsters than about power and a powerful family and the succession of power and the Machiavellian way that real power works in the world.
Don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
On its release, The Godfather was a huge success. It was, for a time, the highest-grossing film ever made.
Never tell anybody outside the family what you're thinking again.
The Godfather, as a cultural phenomenon, is outliving those who created it. Marlon Brando died 18 years ago.
You know, it's easy for you to say. He's not your father.
James Caan, who played eldest Godfather son Sonny Corleone, died in July. Robert Duvall has warm memories of working with him.
A lot of fun, because of Jimmy Caan. A lot of fun. I mean, Jimmy Caan would tell a joke, it would take Brando 3 or 4 seconds to get it, you know, because Jimmy is very quick, extremely funny, very quick.
Hey, listen to this.
And Coppola would say, come on, we got to be serious. But he knew if we fooled around, mooned each other, whatever, that would relax the cast and the whole situation in front of him.
Be careful, huh?
This New York crime family epic has stood the test of time because of its strong story, performances and cinematography. It is brilliant cinema.
This wasn't enough time, Michael. Wasn't enough time.
It's also a dark fable that, on its 50th anniversary, is giving modern audiences a picture of a very unsettled America at the time the film was made.
The Godfather is made at the start of the 1970s. It was a very dark period for America, and I think that darkness is reflected in the film.
What do you think, this is the army where you shoot him a mile away?
This is the era of Vietnam. This is the era of political assassinations.
That's a Sicilian message.
Although Italian Americans were at one time concerned that the film would typecast them as mafia hoodlums, and some feminists have pointed out that the few female roles are significantly underwritten, The Godfather is still being very warmly received. And 50 years on, it is still bringing fans great performances and some of the best lines in movie history.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
I love the pressure of being live. I feel like we're doing a job that matters.
You're live with Lucy Hawkins on BBC World News.
Hello, this is BBC News. I'm Lewis Vaughan-Jones. Our top stories. More explosions at Russian military bases in Russian-occupied Crimea and in Russia itself. This blast came 50 kilometers inside Russia. Is Ukraine changing tactics to strike further outside its own borders? Australia's Prime Minister leads the condemnation of another reduction in the sentence given to the man whose bombs killed more than 200 people in Bali.
The Australian government will be conveying diplomatically, very clearly our view of this.
A judge in America says he is deciding whether to release details of the document that gave the FBI the green light to raid Donald Trump's home in Florida. International concern grows after Israeli troops shut down several Palestinian human rights organizations. And it's the South African music craze which is making waves right around the world. Don't miss our guide to Amapiano. Hello, welcome to the programme. First, we're going to start with the war in Ukraine and look at these explosions at two different Russian military bases. First, in Crimea, in the south there. It's part of Ukraine, but currently occupied by Russia. After reports of explosions near the Russian Belbek base, the governor claimed to have shot down a Ukrainian drone flying there. And now let's go north into Russia itself, the village of Timonovo. Russian authorities saying there was a fire at an ammunition depot there. People had to be evacuated from the area. Here's Gareth Barlow with the latest. Great achievement all round. Plenty more on the website. And if you are online, do get me there as well on social media. I'm at Al Vaughan Jones. I'm Lewis Vaughan Jones. This is BBC News. Bye-bye.
Which previously would have been a no-go due to its proximity to dangerous bogland. To date, No Fence says over 35,000 collars are now in action around the world. And apparently the company has even had inquiries about adapting the tech for more exotic animals, ranging from kangaroos to elephants.
As we face the world's greatest environmental challenges, what we need most is solutions. Our new website, Future Planet, brings you stories of the people who are working to make the world a sustainable place. And because we're committed to carbon-conscious reporting, we'll work with local reporters from around the globe to bring you incredible insight with a reduced carbon footprint. Future Planet, solutions for a sustainable world.
Hello, this is Impact. I'm Nancy Kachungira. Russia rejects calls for a complete demilitarization around the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant in southern Ukraine on security grounds. The UN Secretary General gives us his response.
I hope that it will be possible to start engaging in a way that we will come, at least for the moment, to an end of all military operations.
There are also reports of explosions at military bases in Russian-occupied Crimea and inside Russia itself. We'll ask if Ukraine is changing tactics to strike at more distant targets. Also ahead, Australia's Prime Minister leads the condemnation of another reduction in the sentence given to the man whose bombs killed more than 200 people in Bali.
The Australian government will be conveying diplomatically very clearly our view of this.
A week after Salman Rushdie was attacked, writers are due to gather in New York in a show of support for the author. We'll hear from one of his literary friends. All of that's coming up here on Impact. Welcome to the programme. Thank you for joining us. Well, Russia has rejected pleas for a complete demilitarization around the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant in southern Ukraine, saying that the move would make the plant more vulnerable. That's amid growing concern over safety at the site. It's Europe's largest nuclear plant, as both sides accuse each other of shelling the area.